And we're all here today, of course, because of Paola and Hugo's love story. They are what brought all of us here. But what brought them to this place and to this very moment? Well, Paola had been working at Cobb Fenley for 3 years when she's asked to be part of an interview panel because one of her coworkers can't make it. This candidate's name is Hugo. Paola says she doesn't really talk much during the interview, but Hugo claims that afterward he thinks, I need someone like her in my life, and looks her up on Instagram. Just a few days later, Hugo is hired, and on his first day, Paola schedules a welcome lunch like she always does with new employees. During the lunch, she makes a joke, and every new employee has to sing a song, which just endears her to him even more. But for the next couple of months, they don't really interact much. And it's mostly during their weekly get-together with their coworkers to play soccer after work. Well, Paola likes running and would run almost every day after work. She's always trying to convince all her coworkers to come run with her, but it never works. But one time, to her surprise, this Hugo actually says yes. Now, Paola is totally oblivious to this, but Hugo says yes because he wants to spend more time with her so they can get to know each other better. But when they arrive at Memorial Park to run the 3-mile loop, Paola says, I like to run with my headphones on. And that is that. After the run, they sit down on a bench, and Paola, again, ever oblivious, thinks, if we are done running, why aren't we going home? She says that then she's pretty awkward for a bit, they make small talk, and then she tells him she has to go. And she leaves that hangout thinking the whole thing was a little strange. Soon, they, along with their coworkers, join a soccer league, and that's what gives them a real opportunity to get to know each other. Again, she asks around if anyone wants to run at Memorial Park before the games. Hugo is always up for it. They continue to go on runs together even after the soccer league ends, and they really start to get to know each other. During their runs, they talk about everything, from their backgrounds to their political beliefs to their travel stories. Paola specifically remembers a time when they do a run at a brewery and talk about their families, religion, work, childhoods, and parents, and how she just loves hearing about his life because it means she's learning about him and getting to know him better. After the run, they sit there for over an hour just talking. A far cry from that first run they did together when she just sat there wondering why they weren't going home yet. And then after their runs, Hugo always texts Paola to make sure she got home okay. Now, they talked before about riding bikes together, and one Saturday, they actually do it. She remembers feeling nervous because up until then, everything they'd done was either during work, after work, or somehow related to work. This is the first time they'd just be meeting up somewhere on their own. So on a Saturday morning, they meet up at White Oak Bayou and do a long bike ride. Paola says it is so much fun, and she distinctly remembers a moment when again, they're on a bench, and Hugo just looks over at her for a few seconds. She says the way he looks at her makes her feel like he's looking deep into her soul, and it makes her nervous with a good, scary feeling. And in that moment, she feels like he is having that same feeling too. From there, they go grab a bite to eat, neither of them ready for their time together to end just yet. After that, they continue to have similar moments, ones where they're figuring out their feelings for each other and how to move forward. And their path forward is not necessarily an easy, straight line. They both start to develop romantic feelings for each other. One actually likes them as more than a friend. Paola says there are days when she thinks to herself that Hugo has to like her. But then there are other days when she interprets his lack of directness to mean that he doesn't. It even gets to the point where Paola convinces herself that Hugo definitely does not like her, and that by being friends with him, she's preventing herself from meeting someone who does. So, they have a real heart-to-heart, and she actually tells him that the only way she can move on is if they stop spending so much time together. They leave that night, both possibly even more confused than before that conversation, because the thing is, Hugo does have feelings for her, but for whatever reason, he does not tell her that in that moment. The following week, Hugo continues talking to Paola, making her wonder if he's ignoring her request to give each other some space. Well, the answer is yes, because he knows he needs to make a move. So, He asks if he can go to her soccer game and spend some time with her beforehand too, since the game's not till 9 at night. She agrees. And the game actually gets canceled, but she agrees to hang out with him anyway, and ends up taking him to her favorite taco place and her favorite snow cone place that she told him about before. And the next thing they know, they've just gone on their first date. The very next day, Hugo asks Paola to hang out again. He picks her up at a friend's house. They go to a movie, and then they go eat dinner at another one of her favorite restaurants. And the following Saturday, he tells her, unequivocally, that he likes her a lot. And from there, they're finally off and running. Paola has nerves for sure, but she's also excited and comfortable and happy that they're finally both clear about their relationship. She says that Hugo is always so thoughtful and always makes her feel so special, leaving her cute little notes that she'd find throughout the day or bringing her flowers to their dates. One memorable night, they'd just gone to a Mexico soccer game when they stop at a taco truck to get tacos. They're in line, holding hands and waiting to order their tacos when Paola notices Hugo is just staring at her. And then he just starts laughing. She asks him what he's thinking about, and to this day, she still remembers his exact words. He says, "I just can't believe we're standing here at 2 in the morning, hugging, waiting for our tacos." She tells him she can't either, and that she has never felt happier. They sit outside on the bed of his truck enjoying their tacos, and he asks her how she thinks things are going. And she replies, "Better than I could have ever imagined." So, in December 2020, Paola and Hugo are celebrating her birthday, and Hugo wants to keep his celebration plans for her a secret. After she bugs him enough, the night before, he finally tells her that they're doing a fancy picnic, put on by Picnics in the City, and he'd added a short photography session afterward. This is the perfect gift for her, so she's very excited. The morning of, he calls her to tell her where to meet him, and she successfully guesses the place. Memorial Park, of course, because it is their special place. And the food, local foods, because it's her current fave. Hugo laughs and says, "Did someone tell you all of my plans?" When they arrive to their picnic, it's a beautiful setup, and she loves it. He gives her some roses when she arrives, and then they pose for their pictures with the photographer. And as they're standing in front of each other, talking to the photographer and hanging out, the next thing Paola knows, Hugo is down on one knee. And on December 26, 2020, Hugo asked Paola to marry him in their special park. It is with such great joy that I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
Pues primero que nada, quiero felicitar a los recién casados y yo creo que todos estamos muy felices por ellos y les deseamos que pasen muchos años juntos. Se veía a mi primo muy feliz desde que empezó su relación con ella, entonces no era así como que era obvio que era algo serio.
Could tell from the beginning that this was definitely a different guy from all the ones before. Definitely someone that was catching her attention a lot more. Hugo, please love and support her. Care about her even when she's moody. I know this is probably the times when she'll appreciate it the most. But yeah, congratulations to both of y'all. I'm very thankful for y'all. But yeah, we love you and congratulations.